Hello. It's me, Barrow. Why don't you give us an adventure game in it?
What's this? There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
Ah, the stone says, "Oh fuck, you're gonna die." It's a chicken. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved's nausea gravidarium. I'm sure she'll be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles, a planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Rho, Theta, Epsilon. Key. We found that the code was simply the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the seventh Archontic. When the sun and the two moons meet, the guardian shall be defeated. Language refers the path, for thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said, follow the words of my mouth, reveal thyself to me.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting. Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
Without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Take a look.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing.
It's got chicken on it.
On it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
I was at Barrow.
Oh?
But everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense.
I'm a
But I'll
rationalist.
admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now,
Let me tell you about me as a proud
But I
skeptic.
should leave it alone.
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
What is this folk tale you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hobbs Barrow, hence the name, Hobbs Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course.
Oh no.
Fortunately, I don't remember anything else about
Nilbog means goblin spelled backwards.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Worships Cthulhu, he does.
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
I'm not sure what...
Use
I do
chisel.
not wish to damage Mr. Kemp's table any further than it already has been.
Yeah, that's what a coward would say.
Right. I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs Barrow and find out where this journal came from. Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's market day.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed. Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. What brings you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
If you'd like to join us in the ritual bloodletting.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh yes, a rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land, something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Yeah!
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies.
He's a
God
Protestant.
bless my Elfish conjecture. Let us move on.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
This must belong... Margaret's Lookout. Dedicated to Arthur's mother.
Enjoying the view? Yeah, it's fine. Don't go out upon the moor.
No, that was... Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive.
Alright.
I do not wish to harass the rooster. I do not wish to
I do not wish to harass the rooster.
No sign of any movement. I'm not sure what that would... I do not...
Alright.
Thomasina!
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye. My head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea.
It's your father's journal, probably.
Some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not
The
at all.
snake devouring the
It's on my
moon.
stomach.
Aye,
I might want to show
lass.
this to Mother Mildred.
Who's Mother Mildred?
Who's Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember most of it this time. Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. I see the railway station is closed. What happened?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that.
She does the occultism, she
Raised with
does.
Demons.
Who are they?
Oh, you know, local folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go
Hogwash.
to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra!
Daddy, I wish to do the occultism. No, you cannot.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this.
I want to
little
do
bird.
the digging.
You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
And that's the last time I saw him before his brain was taken to the shores of the sunless sea.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. How's your sightseeing going then?
Save
your words, young lady. I know you're no sightseer, and I know exactly why you're in Bewley. You won't get far by lying to me again.
I'm sorry,
I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here.
Knew your father, I did.
Bewley.
Oh, yes. A long time ago, man.
He tried to dig up the Barrow too.
My reckoning, but I'll never forget those eyes.
Went insane.
Why was my father in Bewley?
You were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all around come to me for help with their ailments. Hernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this.
Cocaine.
One day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
What journal?
We knew this.
Take a look at this. A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
This is incredible.
My father
Don't
went
recognise
crazy.
your own father's handwriting.
It's been so many years since I've seen it. What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. I haven't a clue.
I
Perhaps
am
an old folk trinket, or a
witch.
talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic?
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking?
He's a man of
such
dark
nonsense?
reason.
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
Magic
No
that
idea.
binds.
He didn't explain more, and
Kingdom
I didn't wish to
Hearts.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
pry. You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. but your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale.
'Tis weak to fire, I've heard.
And someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely. Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you'd best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard Shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice
He
little
enjoys the dark
I
arts.
see. Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Miss Walker. What are those berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see. I shouldn't enter uninvited.
Miss Bateman,
Yes.
remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that Barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Miss Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Uh-huh.
Thomasina! Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
My daddy, he got brain blown up.
What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
Hey, Thomasina, it's me, your doll.
Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
Don't let me get eaten by a fox.
Where did Mummy go?
Can't believe that you got gaslit, gate-kept, girl-bossed.
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump. I've collected some waxy resin.
Yeah, that's right. Video game shit.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
Break your legs, I will. Unless you give me riddles
I
3.
shan't be visiting the badgers again. I was lucky to escape intact.
Answer me these riddles 3. Lest you be
Arthur,
cutting
you won't believe it.
twee.
The journal belongs... Arthur? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something
Trying
in the
to
woods.
remember.
It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes! Mildred said that he helped Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
That's fine, Arthur. I hope you pieced...
Hello, dear.
Good day. I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
Uh-huh.
Certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. And such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
Why not?
Magnificent. You shall be the shining
You
star
shall
of
be
my
the
new
next
world.
I
sacrifice.
don't really have the time now, though. Perhaps later?
Don't fret, my dear. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Capital. What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
Late, with 3 spoons of sugar and spending time with my husband.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles, Thomasina?
Do you play the
too many
bad
questions.
video games?
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley. Only for the visitors.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
I think with the resin, now I could probably get that.
Good day.
Hey up.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Ha! Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the plough and furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here. That were a struggle. Here you are.
Knife.
Thank you so much. I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to
An
me.
accursed stone it is.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin.
Yeah.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I don't wish to carry around my heavy excavation tools. I don't wish to wake him up.
Let's go to the Devil's Toe.
What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself. I can't see how... That's a peculiar... A memorial list of... They stress...
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
'Tis Eldritch incantations, child.
Waste. Burn it.
Oh, he went crazy. Saw things beyond the colors of space.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss?
I'll
stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
This is not mine to... Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
How? Goat's gonna...
I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate. The road disappeared.
Now we're adventure gaming.
Look, Mr. Bryden, my father's journal. It confirms he was with your brother during the excavation of Hobbs Barrow.
Ha! Take that away from me. I'll be having none of that.
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
Oh.
By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realize that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog. Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Oh, it's the snake!
Incredible! A pear!
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hobbs Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and
Okay,
unable to
yeah.
talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation, and we board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better
Yeah!
judgment. I don't have the energy to
We've
stop
dug
this.
too deep.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take
Time
Samuel's
to dig
stone.
deep.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig?
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said. There was no doubt in my mind that Father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps? You failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. He should have never given me that stone.
Ha 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 ha. Whoops. It's a real shame. Unleashed the old ones.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house, like?
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes.
Yeah, rotten apple.
Fresh Scotch eggs. Can I interest you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Ma'am?
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him. You are in the employ of Lord Panswick?
Aye. He employs Arthur Bewley in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've...
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
Adventure
His
game
lordship
happening.
Really doesn't like visitors, ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
So do...
Aye, bring me some milk and I'll...
Thank you.
But hopefully...
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye, he should have been here a good 2 hours ago.
Eaten by a monster he was.
See? He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Are you familiar with Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
Never mind. What do you make of these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
Why?
Dunno, just a feeling.
Who is Miss Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you...
I will.
Gotta get milk from the goat. That's how this is gonna go. But how does one milk the goat?
Hello.
Yes?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Farewell.
I'm smart. I know when the only animal that has shown up shows up.
I should ask Mr. Bryden for permission.
Asking for permission before milking the goat. What do you need, lass?
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
Death becomes a soul.
Hey girl, would you like an apple? The grumpy thing isn't interested. I should leave the goat alone. I can't see how... All right, we're doing this.
It's the black god of the woods. Shub-Nugrath.
I'm not sure what that was. I don't know what's happening to me. All
Better
this
keep
superstitious
digging.
nonsense must be getting to my head.
Surely nothing bad will happen.
I'm not going near that thing again. I'm not going...
Mr. Bryden, is your goat haunted?
I should ask Mr. Bryden.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
She's a temperamental beast.
Dances in the
Could you milk her
dark,
for
she
me?
does.
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
I'll see what I can do, Mr. Bryden.
I'm going to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
Now I gotta go to the old witch and be like, hey, joints.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right?
Daddy, I've grabbed...
Daddy, you must remember this. The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me. My first ever excavation. Where should I put it? Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway. Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger, just like you.
Make the exact
I hope
same
the pot reminds you of
mistakes.
those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
I stole the artifacts of peoples long gone.
Good day.
Yes?
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes, yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you. Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you. Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Farewell. This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone. Hello? Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. There you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
Ah!
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard Shoulder.
Heavens! I'd given up on finding you.
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful.
He's lying.
I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry.
You're lying.
Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvellous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this?
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder. Why did you invite me to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place.
I'm a dark magician, I am.
Stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the Barrow a while back.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the Barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Marvellous! I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewley has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the Barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crops started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces.
Or dark forces to Jedi Knight.
Folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for my liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the Barrow as a thin place. The
A Weight
goblin would seem
Watchers.
to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote, that Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler.
Ooh.
However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds. Where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you well know.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but...
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both.
I bet I know.
Feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
What do you make of these strange stones, Mr. Shoulder? They seem to originate from the previous excavation. One belonged to my father, the other to Samuel Bryden.
Marvelous things. They look ancient.
I agree. I've never seen anything like them in all my digs. Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the plough and furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
I wish to unleash darkness and chaos upon this land.
Repeat of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And the chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed. The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard's shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father? Good day, little one. Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string. My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm. What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here? Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey! Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair coated in a waxy resin. The strings don't vibrate without it.
Animal hair, you say?
No, that won't achieve. I'm not going near.
Oh, I have to do it. I have to take it from the cat.
Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the doll back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
Go away! Piss off, I!
Hello, Wally.
Go away! I don't want to talk to you.
Definitely not a face.
You're coming with me, little fellow. I shall name you Kenneth. I've already taken...
Oh. Whoops, the fairies took that kid. He's gone forever.
I may be a barrow digger.
Joe, perhaps you've had enough sugar?
Don't you start to know.
You found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh? Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley. But an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
How so?
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Who is Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewley.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewley.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
Sorry, lass. I've none at all.
Never mind. Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
No, I can...
Goodbye.
See you...
Hello there.
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ted? Ted Cross?
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
Are you a local, Mr. Cross?
Oh no, I'm just passing through. I'm a musician. Just myself, me guitar and me horse.
Are you a travelling musician?
Aye. I've been playing a new song tonight. I've just finished the lyrics.
What's it about?
You'll have to come listen.
What do you make of Bewley?
Can't say that I know much about this place. I don't usually travel.
Locals here a bit queer, they are.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Can't say I have, miss. What is it?
Never mind. Thank you for your...
Make sure you watch my...
I'll try. Do you know how to mend this, Mr. Cross?
Aye, it needs a string. Just make sure it's coated in resin. Once you've got that, the rest is easy. Just tie the string on tight. You'll be able to do it yourself.
Capital. Thank you, Mr. Cross.
Hands off me, sugar!
I think this is supposed to be for all the patrons, sir.
I said hands off!
Come on, Joe. Be nice to our visitors.
Ha! This place has gone to buggery.
Hello?
Oh, aye, she's back again. Can't a man drink his tea in peace? There's nought for you here, lass.
Horrible man. How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day.
Yeah! Sugar cube.
Hello again.
Miss Bateman?
What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry us. Leave those to the lot.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is...
I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true, I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors?
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to buggery.
Buggery.
What do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villagers to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
I know where I can find a Scotch egg, that's for certain.
Do treat yourself to one. You'll not taste better.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobbs Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot.
I hope so. What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
What do you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologize.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
I dug too deep.
The ravages of age.
I dug too
Getting
deep.
off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewley?
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Thank you for your time.
I'm looking...
Yeah!
Horsehair would make fine bowstring. She almost took my... Hey girl, would you like an apple? She is completely indifferent. Here girl, eat this.
Sugar cubes.
Good girl. Hopefully that's gained some trust between us. I can't rip the hair from her... I've managed to cut off a few lengthy strands. There we are. This should make sufficient bowstring now. I've done it. The bowstring seems to hold on sufficiently.
I've adventure gamed. I combined an item with an item to get an item. And now I'm going to give this strange Moor orphan her fiddle bow.
Look what I have for you.
Uh-huh. Yeah!
My head is spinning. What happened? Hello? Where did she go? The girl left her fiddle behind. I'll take it with me in case I see her again. I want to understand what just happened.
There must be a rational reason why I saw purple. Surely nothing strange or odd. Alright, so I gotta find the other herb.
It's locked.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Worships the devil, he does, on Saturdays.
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
Where is Father Roach's tower garden?
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a lovely collection of cuttings up there. You'll have to ask him to show you.
It does sound rather pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business.
Uh-huh.
If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere. For safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he gets back, pet.
Uh-huh. That's how adventure games go. Whenever you're confronted with a problem in an adventure game, you solve that problem by waiting for someone to come back and solve it for you.
Bewley some 25 years ago. William Bateman.
William Bateman. I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewley briefly. I'm trying to piece together.
You'll have to ask.
My father took part in an excavation at Hobbs Barrow. Do you recall the
I concern myself only with matters related to the church. I'm sorry,
What do you mean?
They are not Christian. I'm certain of that.
I agree.
Older than...
These box pews. I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewley folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Is that a village near Erdlaw?
No, never mind. Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't.
Not to worry. Thanks for
Lord.
That's not mine.
Alright, time to rob some graves.
There may be a barrow dig. This appears to be a... Here lies... Samuel. Death is only a... William modest and gentle of heart.
Bill Paxton. It's Bill Paxton's grave.
Joseph Davis. Here lies Margaret Tillett. Today she died. Forever in light. John Purchase. Dearly beloved. There may be a barrow.
Come on, let me rob the grave. Cool kids rob graves.
This is where I dug up Jane's. Finally, though first, I need...
Mutton pies!
I don't need your mutton pies. I need to steal your shit.
In memory of Romeo. In memory.
Anything in the graveyard?
It's locked. The water is icy cold. Good day.
Yes.
Where can I find...
Flirtwater's not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small... You might find some growing out...
Thank you. Farewell. Mr. Long mustn't be in. I've already taken my crate.
Gotta find the key. To the church. Who's told, oh, it keeps it outside. Oh, maybe in the graveyard?
Joseph, forever. John, dearly but. What a peculiar. I can't quite. That would be rather cruel to the poor worm. Mr. Shoulder told... I've no desire... You're a sweet little...
You can hold the chicken. It's almost time for me to start looking up the LucasArts hint guide.
Bugger off!
Ah.
Because I need... No, this is not a LucasArts game. I'm making a joke. It's a goof.
I don't wish to give... There's nothing else... I don't need to use...
Don't need to use the ghost lavatory.
I've no use for... I don't want to take... I don't wish to... I've hung my dress aside from that.
Alright. The time I'm looking it up. Alright. Let's see. How am I to do? Okay. Cool. Thanks, video game.
In memory of... In memory of... No. In memory... In memory of Barnaby Tillett. In memory... They are still... There's nothing...
Okay, video game.
In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed.
That's fine.
No. I think I can chip away at this plaster.
Fuck you, video game. Now we're adventure
There's a key
gaming.
behind here. This has to be Father Roach's spare. In memory...
Hogwash.
Capital.
Capital.
A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort. This is just what I need. I should put the key back. There. I hope that stays on. Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over.
Now it's time for witchcraft it is.
No, this is not elderflower. It's cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh.
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and...
Hogwash.
I've no use for...
Cowbane. Damnable cowbane. The bane of all cows.
Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
Mutton pies!
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy.
That's right, I'm encouraging this child to juggle.
Told you I could do it. Here's your apple back.
I'm very impressed. I certainly don't wish to touch it.
Ah.
I shan't be dragging any of my... I shan't be
Let me get the poop. The poop is how you solve the puzzle. The mysterious riddle of...
Nobody... The road disappears over the horizon.
There we go.
This looks like elderflower to me. Good day.
Fresh produce?
Is that elderflower you're selling?
Aye. Perfect for teas and tinctures.
Any good for sore joints?
Aye. Penny a bunch.
I'm afraid I don't have any money.
Sorry, miss. Does it look like I'm running a charity?
Do you have any...
Not today.
Can we work something out? A trade, perhaps?
I deal in cash only, miss. No coin, no elderflower. What do you take me for?
Goodbye.
An adventure game? Oh, how do we solve this mystery? The answer is that you gotta do something with poop. Gotta make someone slip in the poop.
Hello, Jen.
Miss.
Barry.
I can just.
Good day.
How did you...
I'm afraid it is rather rotten, sir.
Hey up, don't you be going around telling folk I'm
Ease. Told you he's your.
I'm very impressed.
All right.
Be careful with those things.
Yes, miss.
I gotta steal the Elder. now we're doing adventure game.
I dare.
Told you he's your.
I'm.
Oh, I see.
The worm has found a new.
Yes! Ha 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 ha! Yes! Now we cover the apple in poop.
I shan't be dragged.
No. Okay, fine.
I'm not sure they would be. I dare you to juggle them.
Easy. Yuck! A worm!
Oi, put those back!
Sorry. Hello again, little worm.
Oh, now we're adventure gaming.
I shan't be. Good day.
Would miss like...
No.
Perhaps you'd be more interested. Freshly made.
No, thank. I don't wish to give that. I'm not sure they would be interested. I
ease. Yuck!
Oh, yep. I figured it out. You gotta switch it with the cowbane. I love adventure games.
Hello.
Adventure games are the best. Don't tell ZP this.
Easy.
I managed to swap them without her noticing.
Of course. I mean, yeah, also, the secret is that Resident Evil is also basically just an adventure game.
Good day. I have the ingredients.
Wonderful. Hand them over.
Aye, this ain't Count Bane.
There you tell Mr. Bryden to apply. It worked.
Thank you very much.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yes?
I've got a poultice for your joints, Mr. Bryden. It was prepared by Mildred Walker.
Who?
You may know her as Mother Mildred.
Oh, thank you, lass. That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see it myself.
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
Aye.
I'll give it a try.
Pure opiates, this is. We're all addicted to pain pills here.
Oh, that did the trick, lass. I feel like a lad of 20 again.
Time to milk a goat.
I suppose you'll be wanting me to milk old Eunice for you in return.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
A fair exchange.
What are you talking about?
Stand well
This
back,
is a
lass.
recent and
Believe
hip
me,
game.
I'm not coming an inch closer.
We're not gonna get a weird close-up of this man milking a goat.
There you are, lass.
Thank you.
Now it's time. It's like Ninja Gaiden, you know? Except instead of doing sick dismemberments,
I've got a pail of fresh
I'm
milk
giving
here
this
for you,
woman
Miss
goat milk.
Tompkins.
You haven't.
When am I going to play all the King's Quest games? Never.
Mum, you've saved my
Who do you think I am?
Thank you.
Chris Zombie Pyrodactyl? Disgusting.
Are you alright?
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose. Any road.
We're having a fling, we are.
Anna now. Would you still like to meet his lordship?
Very
Kids,
much so.
yes.
Now, I can't guarantee you'll be home, all right? He's a very busy man.
I'll take my chances.
Follow me, then. Come on over. It's not much further.
I played King's Quest 8.
What time do you call this?
Sorry, Mum.
Give it here, then. What the hell is this muck?
Goat's milk, Mum.
You daft bait. Since when does his lordship take goat's milk with his tea? Oh, he will not be pleased. Get back to your sweeping before I clip you over the head.
Sorry, Mum.
Where is Lord Panswick?
Sorry, Mum. I can't talk. Miss Fenchurch is ever so mad at me.
Break my legs, she
Time for
will.
frolicking with the flock. Some fine... That is well out of my reach. Hello there.
Bugger off, you whelp. This is private land.
I was wondering if it might be possible to speak with Lord Panswick.
Are you deaf, girl? Don't make me fetch the guards. They're armed, you know.
You shouldn't play King's Quest 8, because it's bad.
By Christ, you're like a dog with a bone. Do you want to get yourself shot?
I can assure you the only things getting shot around here are the pheasant. And perhaps the odd grouse. Greetings, my lady. Lord James Panswick, at your disposal.
You're Lord Panswick?
As I live and breathe.
You could have told me that before.
What is life without mystery, Miss Bateman? A predictable stagger to the grave?
I was imagining someone...
much older and far less handsome?
Something like that.
See? I can read your mind, my dear. Now, may I ask, what brings you to my manor?
I wanted to ask if I could borrow some of your labourers.
Oh? For what purpose?
I intend to excavate Hobbs Barrow tomorrow, and I'm in need of some assistance.
An excavation? How very delightful. We're in the middle of our own works right this minute. Follow me, Miss Bateman. Come along. I promise I don't bite.
Yes, Cthulhu Flagnan.
For generations, this chapel was a place of unique devotion. And this was until some of my more ungrateful ancestors forgot him and abandoned it.
Why did they abandon it?
Men of great wealth and power can grow so comfortable that they forget they still need the divine. The sacrifices required to maintain such a relationship were made. The chapel soon turned to rubble, and with time, even the
him below,
him.
yes.
His influence endured, but only with the isolated few who lived on the very fringes of these walls. Believe it or not, my family's fortunes have dwindled ever since. Since I succeeded my father, it has become my life's work to restore this place of worship. With this sacred place rebuilt, he shall be venerated once more, and the name Panswick shall be uttered again across all of England. He guided the hands of my ancestors. Now it is time for him to guide us.
Yog Sothos.
It's a godless place.
Have you forgotten about St. Edmund's? Father Roach might disagree.
I shall bring him back to these lands, and this chapel shall be his seat once again. A new world.
But it seems like you wish to bring back the past.
From out of the old world shall come the new. A greater truth. I digress. Horace, my dear fellow.
Aye, your lordship.
This fair lady here is in need of some assistance. Would you and your chaps be up for a spot of digging at Hobbs Barrow tomorrow?
Hobbs Barrow? Aye, your lordship, 'tis no bother.
Good man. You're in luck, my dear. These are my finest, and they're all yours.
Thank you. I am grateful.
On one condition.
Yes?
I've heard wonders about Mary de Plancy's Bakewell puddings. I'd rather like to try them for myself.
Your lordship, you're giving me the help of your men in exchange for cakes?
Yes.
But...
Farewell, my beauty.
I need you to do adventure game things.
They have some decent equipment here. It will be more than useful for the excavation. They have some Is his lordship joking about the Bakewell puddings?
No, miss. His lordship is a man of folly.
How ridiculous!
He treats you all right if you do what he asks.
Gotta steal this old woman's puddings now. I love video games.
That's not mine.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. de Plancy. Do you still have some of your homemade Bakewell puddings, Mrs. de Plancy?
Oh, you're too late, pet. I've a few left, but they're set aside for someone else.
Might you please be able to bake me some more?
Sorry, I'm not in the mood for baking. Truth be told, my dear husband Albert passed away recently. My thoughts are all over the shop.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Aye, he's in God's hands now.
Gotta dig up his
Albert
grave.
Aye, too many years to count. He was a cobbler here in Bewley.
Uh-huh.
The most dashing cobbler in all of England, I used to tell him.
Made shoes for a goblin, he did.
Precious pet. There's naught that can replace the hole it leaves in your heart.
I can relate to that in my own way.
I have daddy issues.
Difficult time.
Thank you. With God's blessing, I'll get by.
May I ask?
Oh, Father wrote he won't be back in...
Won't they be up?
Not a... Besides, pet, as a...
Sorry, miss. Thanks for your...
Lord be...
That's not mine.
Uh-huh.
I have nothing else to ask. The simple wooden cross bears a small...
Relative, are you?
No, just looking.
He were the cobbler. Who's going to mend me boots now?
The simple wooden... Hello? Does this fresh grave belong to Mrs. de Plancy's late husband?
Aye.
Rather bare, isn't it?
My job is to dig the graves, not decorate them.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Alright.
I don't wish to... I may be a Barrow... I can't take this.
That's clearly the cobbler's house. Gotta break in, steal all their shit, and then she'll be distracted and I can get a Bakewell pudding.
Good day.
Hello there.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ralph. Not seen you around before.
I'm just visiting. What brings you to the market today?
I purchased a Scotch egg for me tea. You want a bite?
No, thank you. I'm looking for some help with an excavation tomorrow. Might you be interested?
Sorry, miss. I've already got my own job.
Enjoy your Scotch egg.
I will.
Okay, we gotta take the poop.
I certainly don't.
And we gotta set the poop on fire. And then it'll burn the town down, and then we can steal...
Hello, Miss... I saw your late husband's grave, Mrs. de Plancy. I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, pet. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't afford naught more than a simple wooden cross. You were a colourful man, our Albert. He deserves better. He loved his flower beds. He's only been gone a fortnight, and already his plants have gone to rot. May the Lord forgive me.
Plants are difficult to maintain. I'm sure Albert would understand.
I have to give her flowers.
Hippiastrum were the first to go. I would have loved to lay one on his grave.
What does a hippiastrum flower look like?
Oh, beautiful things they are. Tall stems topped with large red flowers. Hard to grow. They were his remarkable thing. That's why he loved. You see, he hated anything that smelled sickly sweet. Hippiastrum would let me know if you.
Of course. Thanks,
Lord.
Okay. A big red flower, huh?
They are still.
I wonder where I've seen one of those.
These matched the description. There's no scent.
You get away from my hippiastrum.
Ah, apologies.
Move!
Well, that confirms it.
Alright, now we have to banish her by playing the fiddle.
Good day.
Hello.
I really need one of those hippiastrum flowers.
Why?
It's a long story. Might you please be able to get one for me, or distract Miss Fenchurch so I can take one?
Those flowers are Miss Fenchurch's favourites. She spends hours looking after them. Sorry, Mom. It's just that I'm so worried about Mr. Ambrose.
The milkman?
I have to find the
We
milkman.
were away together today.
I see.
I'm worried sick that he stood me up. Without Mr. Ambrose, this job is all I have. I can't risk losing it over a flower.
I'm sorry, Miss Tompkins. I still haven't seen him.
Do you think he's abandoned me?
I'm sure that's not the case. He must have been delayed somewhere.
Could you try to find him for me, Ma'am?
An adventure game, ma'am.
I'd do anything for you if you found my love.
I'd let you do all the adventure game and...
Goodbye.
I best... Have you found...
Not yet.
Please.
My mother always told me... Hello? Good day.
Hello.
Do you know Mr. Amber?
I do, yes.
Have you any idea where he might be?
He is usually here by now.
So I heard.
He normally arrives via the road to the east of Bewley.
Thank you. Enjoy your Scotch egg.
I will.
I love a Scotch egg.
There we are. Your shells are looking much more interesting now. I pestered Mother for years to let me bring some of your treasures here. I think she's worried that I want to follow in your path. She has hidden most of your discoveries away. I had to beg her to bring me to visit you, you know. I shouldn't worry you with all that. Do you know that I have a story for each of these pots? Well, I don't know if they're all true, but they are my memories. Even though I was so young, I still remember our adventures together. Would you like me to share my memories of them? Well, I'm going to, whether you like it or not. We talked about this one already. The red urn you buried in the garden for me. It seems like such a long time ago. You were incredibly excited about this one. I hadn't gone on an expedition with you yet. You were so happy about it, showing it to Mother and I. You didn't stop talking about it for hours. I thought, how can Daddy be so excited over some old broken pottery? But it wasn't long until I understood. I think you brought this one back from a trip abroad. I would have loved to go with you, but Mother didn't want me to. I remember you being so proud of it. It looks ancient. We found this one together in that mucky old barrow near Avebury. I think it was the second time you'd taken me on a dig with you.
Excuse me. A hobbit hole is not like a regular nasty old hole. A hobbit hole is dry and warm and cozy.
Mother was so angry when you brought this one home, wasn't she? William, that simply will not do. It's taking up all the space on the mantelpiece. Once you moved it to your study, I remember creeping in to take a peek at it.
This lady has issues.
This is from the first dig I remember you taking me on. The excavation of West Kennet Long Barrow. I found it wedged behind a stone as you ate your sandwich. You said, "Now there's a tiny urn for a tiny girl." I almost forgot. While I was searching for your pots in the shed, I found one of your manuscripts. I thought Mother had burnt all your notebooks, but she missed one. It was an account of barrows across the east of England. I managed to read it all before Mother took it away. Daddy, it was fascinating.
I learned...
I've decided that is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to travel the country, excavating and documenting my own finds. Well, as soon as I'm old enough to escape Mother, that is. When you're feeling better, we can go out on expeditions together again, just like we used to. I promise you'll get better, Daddy. I'll do whatever it takes to make it so. There's something ahead on the road. My God! Mr. Ambrose! I'm going to help you.
Oh.
Please hold still. I'm going to cut you free. He had been so tightly bound that I could barely cut through without hurting him further. His mouth was stuffed full of flowers of a most peculiar scent. I was dismayed at such savagery, and wondered if the feral folk Father Roach had mentioned were responsible for this abhorrent act. After some considerable effort, I managed to cut him free. Are you all right?
Who were lost in visions of hell itself, the devil. I saw the devil.
Who did this to you?
I don't remember. Oh, the terrible sights I saw. I won't forget them till my last breath.
Are you Mr. Ambrose?
Yes, Edward Ambrose.
You were to meet Miss Tompkins today.
My love. Oh, my darling love.
Let me take you to her. Here, take my hand. As we made the arduous trek to Panswick Manor, I probed Mr. Ambrose on who had done this to him. He insisted that he didn't remember anything, except for his nightmarish visions.
My love.
Eddie! Jesus, what happened to you? Were you in a fight?
Now, fret not, my love.
I thought you'd abandoned me.
Never. Thank your friend here for helping me out of a bind.
Oh, Eddie!
Let's get out of here, my darling.
Hang on.
You thieving bint! I'll have your guts for garters!
Oh, stick it where the sun don't shine, you bitter old sow!
The cheek!
Here you are.
Harumph!
Thank you, Miss Tompkins.
Now I can steal a cake from an old woman.
Thank you, lass.
Let's go, Eddie. I'm never setting foot on this godforsaken estate again.
Good luck, you two.
Are you going to say nout from there? Maybe.
These flowers. Perhaps they had a queer effect on Mr. Ambrose's mind. Perhaps I could show them to Mildred Walker. The cart is beyond Bakewell. Bewley really was in complete isolation. The milk is not salvageable.
There was nought I can do.
Good day. Do you recognize this flower?
Hellebore. Quite common, in fact.
Is it known for any special properties?
Aye, many depending on who you ask. Some say it can be used in curses or incantations. They say it has the power to alter perception, opening a passage to the subconscious or another world.
So it causes one to hallucinate?
You could say so. I certainly wouldn't recommend eating it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like it's the devil's.
I have something for you.
You found them? Oh, you dear
I had to
child.
go through a
Take them
series of
straight to
ridiculous.
Albert. You'll come with me, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. Duplancy.
You know, the things I miss most about him are the things that used to annoy me. The click of his jaw as he chewed his sandwiches, leaving his tools all around the house. The way he'd never back down from an argument.
He made some shoes for a goblin, he did.
Silence. The funny thing is, that's what he always craved. Peace and quiet. He were a good man, our Albert.
Sounds like he was. I'm so sorry.
Do you fear death, pet?
It's the part in between that concerns me most.
Whatever do you mean?
My father had an accident many years ago. Ever since, he's been in a state where he can neither speak nor move.
Oh, that does sound dreadful. I'm sorry, pet.
I believe his mind to still be active, but perhaps this is the worst of all fates. To be trapped in one's own body and unable to express oneself while the world continues around you. That is what I fear.
Maybe he'll get better one day.
I'd do anything to make it so. Those flowers look beautiful.
They do. Albert will be smiling down on us. Pet, I left me basket inside the church. You'll find some Bakewell puddings in there. You can have them.
Oh, you...
I insist. You've brought an ounce of happiness into my day, dear. It's only just that I return some.
How dare you,
Thank you, Mrs. Duplancy.
make me help these
I
people?
was saving them for myself. I shouldn't be so
I was gonna eat
selfish.
them Bakewell puddings by
You're nothing of the
myself,
sort.
crying and watching
I'll
Netflix.
stay
I
with
am.
Albert a bit longer. You go back to your day, Pet. Lord be with you.
And you, Mrs. Here they are.
The vision returns.
I come bearing gifts.
Freshly baked gifts?
Yes. 3 of Mrs. Duplancy's famous Bakewell puddings.
You are an amusing creature, Thomasina.
I shall enjoy sacrificing you
Think me a scoundrel of the highest order
to
for asking me to
Shub-Niggurath,
undertake such folly.
the black
Of
goat
course
of
I
the
don't fancy
woods.
my men either way. I merely desired an excuse to share a cake with you.
Lord Panswick.
I take no pleasure in watching you scurry about Bewley to fulfill my every whim. Or do I?
I do not find this amusing in the slightest. You have no idea what I had to go through to get these for you.
Oh, I do. And that's what I admire about you. Tenacity. Even in the face of something you know to be absurd. You don't give up, do you?
Never. Though in this case I ought to have.
Now then, will you share one of these tempting?
Why not?
Splendid! I'm glad the rain doesn't put you off. You like to live a little dangerously, don't you, Thomasina? Let us stroll to the beck.
That sounds nice. We walked side by side down to the beck, his hand occasionally brushing my own. Despite Lord Panswick's entertaining company, I had an overwhelming feeling that time was being wasted. We ate those cakes down by the beck, and as he attempted the most charming lines he could muster upon me, I only had one thing on my mind.
Women only think about one thing, and it's disgusting.
Father. Could he be saved from his suffering? Was the answer to be found within Hobbs Barrow? I ached to find out. I didn't even notice the taste of those famous puddings. Seemingly disheartened by my lack of enthusiasm, Lord Panswick soon marched me back toward the ruined chapel.
Chaps, you're to assist Miss Bateman's excavation tomorrow. What time?
Early morning, if you don't...
We'll be there whenever you need.
Hobbs on the Brydenist.
We'll be there.
Take your tools with you. Miss Bateman will need every assistance we can provide her with.
It's no bother.
Splendid.
Thank you, lads.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you later, my dear.
Thank you, Lord Panswick.
We're finishing up here, miss. See you tomorrow morning, all right?
Certainly. I appreciate your help. Well, that's a relief to have my crew assembled for tomorrow. It's getting dark and cold. Time to head back to the Plough and Furrow. I fear Miss Fenchurch might... It's best.
Evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley.
Your lordship.
Stanley, my good man.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, your lordship?
I've come to wish Miss Bateman good fortune for her grand excavation tomorrow. I'm really rather curious as to what she might turn up.
As am I, your lordship.
An exciting time for Bewley. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Oh, yes, your lordship. Very, very exciting.
My dear, please. A welcome antidote to the wind's bite. Wouldn't you say, Stanley?
Yes, indeed, your lordship.
Why not?
Splendid. You heard the fair lady.
I'm gonna become a functioning alcoholic. This is how you defeat Cthulhu.
There you are.
Thank you.
Everyone, raise your glasses to Miss Bateman. May she conquer Hobbs Barrow and find all that she desires. Hip hip!
Hooray!
You don't wish to join me in a beverage?
Oh, you go ahead, my dear. Alcohol does not sit well with my constitution.
Thank you, your lordship. I needed that.
I aim to provide you with whatever your heart desires. I've reminded my chaps they're to meet you at Hobbs Barrow in the morning.
Thank you again, Lord Panswick.
Till we meet again, faites des beaux rêves. Mr. Shoulder?
Your lordship?
Hello again, Mr. Scholl.
Miss Bateman!
I've recruited the help of some local labourers to help with the excavation.
Marvellous! When do we start?
Tomorrow morning, first thing.
Wonderful.
Can I count on your assistance?
Of course. I'll meet you here at the Plough and Furrow.
What else can you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, as you yourself said.
What was it like, living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
Ah, you know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
You've changed your tunes, Stanley. An exciting time for Bewley. I thought you didn't want me to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Well, what can I get you?
I'm fine for now. Hello there.
Yes?
Is that your horse stationed in the alley?
Aye. Thistlecrack is her name.
That's an unusual name for a horse.
Aye. It were what she were called when I bought her. Glutton would be a better name. She likes her treats. But it feels wrong to change it.
Thank you for your
Make sure you watch my
I'll try. There's nothing else. I'll leave those.
Summer. Seen her.
Arthur?
I've remembered something.
What is it, Arthur?
Not here. Meet me out.
He's stinking drunk, but let's hear what he... Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here? Leave me be, lass.
He's gonna try to murder me. And he's gonna slip on the poo and die.
What is it?
First of all, I must apologize to you. That night we met, when I vanished.
Yes?
Well, there were a man in the loo. A hooded man. He threatened me with a beating if I told you anything about what I saw.
Oh, Arthur, that's terrible. What did you see?
That's the thing. I hadn't the foggiest idea what he were on about. It was a drink, you see. I'm an embarrassment, Thomasina.
No, you're not, Arthur.
Here's what I need to tell you. I've remembered what you were on about.
Oh?
Aye. Standing in the woods today, I knew there was something. I waited. I concentrated. And it finally came back to me.
Please, you're keeping me in some serious suspense here.
All right, all right. It were a couple of days before I met you.
Hurry now, Leonard.
I'm not as quick as I used to be. This leg is getting worse by the day.
Yes, yes. I'm constantly made aware of your failing health. Do not fear. You said he has promised you the reward of your returned strength.
Aye, and it can't come soon enough.
Are you sure that it must be her blood?
Aye, she's family.
And she gets here in 2 days?
Aye.
We must bring her to the site as soon as she arrives.
No, no, no. Your lordship, with all due respect, we've been through this. We need to ease her into the idea. She would laugh in our faces if we just asked for it.
Who said we would ask?
He told me that she needs to give it willingly.
This little scheme of yours better work, Leonard.
It will, your lordship. We've got the perfect bit.
Wait. Who goes there? Did you hear something? Ah, a moonlight tryst. After something, are you, Mr. Tillett?
Your lordship, let me...
Save your words, you drunken wretch. Off you go, skedaddle. Don't make me ask twice. I do wish you wouldn't spend so much time with that fool. It's beneath a woman of your standard. It's sad, really. That dog urine they serve here has rather pickled the man's brain.
You're being most unfair to him. Mr. Tillett is a nice man.
Come now, come now.
Poor
I shall
people
bid
can't
you
be
adieu
nice.
once more, but I do not wish for this to come between us. All the very best wishes for your
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather not.
This doesn't seem period appropriate. It should be like a drinking song. Can't believe they hopped me bare. Oh, fuck. Beware the purple shroom. I like that the old man in the corner is just covering his ears. Boo. Thomasina, it's me. Yeah, play creep.
So, Thomasina, the journal proves I'm telling you the truth, does it not?
It does.
Good. Now listen. I can help him again. We can help him. Together.
How?
All those years ago, your father entered this barrow with the goal of binding me within it. All because the people of Bewley had gotten it into their heads that Saxnot were cause of their plight. I tell you, Thomasina, or not. Your father botched his incantation, leaving me in this weakened state, stuck in this limbo. As for him, well, you know how he ended up.
This doesn't sound right. Incantations. My father is a man of...
You don't know your father, Thomasina. How old were you? A child of not even 5, 6 years?
Yeah, surely this is not a trick.
You need to enter this barrow and undo what your father did. The spell must be undone. Then not only will I regain my strength, but your father will too.
But how do I...
Blood. The true
Blood for the blood god.
It's the life which flows within you, but it's also death once it escapes.
I don't understand.
Worry not how you'll undo what's been done. When the time comes, you'll know exactly what to do. Time is short. Your father and I grow weaker by the hour. Go. Save your father.
Yep. This seems trustworthy.
I must undo what has been done. Father, I'm coming.
Uh-huh. Definitely trustworthy. Alright, we'll stop here. And we'll hob some barrows at some point next week. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing tactics and I'm on Arcade Pit. But thanks everyone for watching. And remember, if a strange goblin man tells you in a dream of a horrifying purple place, that you should definitely do a blood sacrifice, you should trust him. That's a trustworthy goblin. But bye.